Hello and welcome to Gamersledge podcast.
Oh, sorry.
I see what you're doing there.
I got messed up.
It's the first time we've ever practiced it. So, hello and welcome to Gamersledge podcast. Come in, sit down, relax. My name is Mark. I'm one of your hosts. Joining me tonight from the dark north, it's Kate.
Hello. And
joining us next to her on the lineup at the bottom of the screen or the side of the screen if you're watching, it is, of course, Matt. Hi, Matt.
Howdy.
And joining us next to him in yet another angle that makes him look like he's got a halo, it's Dave.
I actually work on this.
I think you actually
You should aim it. The next time you should aim it so it like bounces off your bald head.
I think we can try and get under it here.
And then it bounces into Matt's screen and bounces off his bald head.
What's
blind each other like lasers?
Is this the basement where is the actual ceiling panel fixed, or is that a different direction?
It's. Have we been on a cast?
I don't think so.
You've not been downstairs since the refinish.
There's no more hole in the ceiling.
What?
Oh no more ceiling cat.
Hold on.
You rolled in ceiling cat.
That's where they were.
Wow.
No more hole. Oh, wow. What's that? Oh, what's that over there?
You can stop now.
Millennium Falcon, and we're going to talk about Legos for 97 years. All right, and also joining us from the Great White North, it's Mitchell.
Yo.
Mitchell is being antisocial to join us tonight, so thank you for that.
It's just my natural state. We'll go with it.
There you go. So we have a ton to talk about. We did skip the podcast last week due to health issues on my part, and there were lots of conflicts. Of course, it was the day before Thanksgiving, so I'm sure everybody had lots of stuff to do.
Stop rushing it. Stop rushing the holiday.
No, trust me, I'm not. But we need to do what we always do, which is go around the room, talk about what we've been up to for the last week or however long it's been since you personally have been on the cast. So let's start with the person who loves to go first. It's Kate.
Well, I haven't done anything this week because it's Black Friday and I work retail.
Oh, how is that?
Oh, controlled chaos. I mean, when you work in a bookstore, you don't have people trampling each other to death for TVs.
But it's also Canada. Do you have trampolines in Canada?
I mean, it's still, like, crazy, but people are nicer about it. Like, when you...
It's crazy.
They step on your face.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
When they step on your foot to break your toes, they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, but they still take the TV out of your hand.
there was a Black Friday, big incident in Canada where, two people just stood at the front door and were like, no, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first.
And then
it was busy. I mean, it was really busy, and it's been because it's like a whole week now, so it's been busy all week, right?
That's good.
Yeah,
but it also just means I haven't had time to do anything because when I come home, I'm super tired.
That's bad.
I've just been playing Dead or Alive Extreme, the Venus Vacation browser game. That's the only thing I've had time for.
Nice. Well, Matt, how about you?
Well, I took a hiatus from technology for the most part for a week, so I actually don't have too much of a list. Thing I've actually put the most time in recently is Animal Crossing Pocket Camper. So that's my first experience with Animal Crossing. That's actually the first Animal Crossing game I've ever played.
Animals digitally while you're shooting them in real life?
Yo, dog, I heard you like to shoot animals.
But actually I couldn't play it in the woods because the internet, my phone doesn't work where I was. But so it's actually it's a decent little game. It's the collection quests and go do stuff for your friends elements that come from Animal Crossing, and there's also a loan aspect to it too, although it's not like the driving factor. Yes, Mr. Mark?
Okay, so when you say do stuff for your friends, do you mean actual friends, or do you mean in-game people that are your friends?
Yes.
Oh, it's both.
Well, you do less for your actual real people friends that you befriend via the interwebs than you do for the in-game animal friends. Your character's a person type thing, whereas all the in-game characters are animals. So you have to do fetch quests for your animal friends, but you do other stuff for your other humanoid-looking friends to get them points and stuff.
Animals, you do fetch quests for them all the time. It's just like pet ownership.
Pretty much. Yeah, they want fish, they want apples, they want fruit.
So how many hours have you logged into this so far?
Oh gosh.
Ballpark.
10 maybe.
Okay, so 10 hours is pretty decent amount of time for a mobile phone game.
Yeah.
Is
this
it
a mobile game?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like a DS game.
No, it's out on phones, iOS and Android, and it's being downloaded very quickly by everyone. Nintendo
like Pokemon Go level of quickly.
Yeah.
It's
somewhere in there, but I'm
so trying to avoid this game.
So there's Mario Run, and then there's the Fire Emblem one, and then this one. So this is the third, I think, in the series because Pokemon Go doesn't count for that, right? No, it doesn't
count for that. No.
Mm-mm.
So this is the third in the Nintendo onslaught of the mobile space. I haven't played the first two, so this is my first one of them.
So after having spent 10 hours with it to live up to our site's motto, is it worth people's time and money? Time and money.
Wow. It's free, so unless you plan on putting in to buy in-game currency, which I've had absolutely zero need to do so far, it's free. You can play it for free. Is it worth your time? It's got a fairly heavy upfront setup. The tutorial's pretty long, but once you get through that, if you're good with half an hour, 45 minutes a day, finishing quests, leveling up, collecting money, then yes. If none of that sounds fun to you, then no. But yeah, it's a solid little thing. Now that I'm back into my real life and playing real games and stuff, I probably will drop it because I realize that the only time I play mobile stuff is when
you're slaughtering animals in the wood.
Yeah, basically, when I don't have my normal patterns of stuff, going on. When I revert back to my normal patterns, it's like I have no time for this silly little thing. What am I doing here? The one exception for that was Pokemon Go, which I could do while I was doing the dog walk, but I didn't stop doing that. So, I also put some time into God of War 3. Long story short, I bought Game of God of War 3 when it launched, but being me and having Matt rules, I had to play 1 and 2 before I could play 3. So by the time I got done with 2, I wanted to take a little break before starting 3, and I never started 3.
Did we talk about me going back to 3 last time I was here?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think so, but that's really weird because I picked up God of War 3 as well. That's one of the ones I played this week. What are the chances of that? That's kind of weird.
That's pretty weird. But yeah, so I'm actually playing the PS3 version, so because that's the one I have. So
yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting thing to go back and play at this point in time. The fixed camera angle drives me nuts. I constantly use the right stick to try to turn the camera and end up rolling off of cliffs and stuff. Just very frustrating. And then Battlefront 2. The game that's not nearly as bad as everyone would have you believe it is. So
my nephew confirmed what you said.
That it's not nearly as bad as everyone wants you to believe it is?
No, that you have to run.
Yes, that you have to run. You have to run. Yes.
I told him I was just like, my buddy said you have to run. I don't believe that. I'm just gonna take them all out, and he was just like, no, I tried. And he's
run.
Yeah, and he's like the type of kid who would do that. He goes, no, I spent way too long doing that, and yeah,
you have to run. There's no not running,
and that violates so many rules in gaming for me because they gave you a bigger gun. Now don't use it. Now,
you have to use it to get past the guys that are between you and the escape pod. Well,
right, but you should be able to use it for all the guys.
It's pretty bad when you don't even want to exercise in a game
That's not the point.
But it is an astute observation. I will say that.
Look, total points for that. But real gangsters don't run. All right. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh boy. But yeah, so I finished the story mode. The story mode and pretty much everything. The prime issue with the game is it is a game of compromises. You can see where they started with something, and then somebody came along with a Gobi. That's an old Air Force term. Sorry, General Officer, bright idea. And said, "Hey, we should do this," and then they implemented it, and it just detracts from what was otherwise a solid experience. The only one of the hero levels in the story mode, in the single player story mode, that was really worth anything to me was the Lando level, and that was more because of the companion that you have with you on him. I demand that character be in every Star Wars everything from this point forward. He is amazing.
I do like him. What's his name? Starts with an S.
Shrev. It's a Duros, which we don't see too many of in Star Wars, but that line, one desperate Duros and a silly man in a cape. that line.
What's the cargo?
One desperate Duros and a silly man in a cape. Yes.
See, I find this very interesting to hear you talk about it, because you're that rare Call of Duty player that actually plays for the campaign. So I'm very interested. You finished the campaign. Did you enjoy the campaign? Or do you think it was...
I enjoyed the campaign. I think it could have been much better than it was. I think the writer's story that they wanted to tell at first got boardroomed into something different. And it's not bad. It's just different where it looked like they were going initially. The best levels are the one where you're playing as Aiden. I have such a time with her name for some reason. So the best levels are there, and there's one level that's very Rogue Squadron-esque. I mean, if someone isn't looking to Criterion to make a vehicle-based Star Wars game in the thread of Rogue Squadron based off the work they did for this game, they're insane, because the flying is easily the best part of the game. Not that the shooting's bad, not that any of the other stuff is bad, but the vehicle stuff is by far my favorite stuff in the game.
But then again, this is also coming from the guy who will play Ace Combat for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours.
Somebody's got a grudge.
Wow.
I guess I didn't realize that was an issue, but
yeah. No, I was just that's not an issue. It's just saying that there is a bias here.
But the weird thing is I actually prefer it in third-person vehicle instead of first-person vehicle. I always play cockpit view. I always play cockpit view, except in this game I don't. The campaign is fine. Something I didn't know initially is we're actually getting additional campaign levels in the DLC. Ooh. So the campaign isn't done. It's oh shoot, what's his name? He played
Dooku.
No.
Rex Manning?
Shut up. Lance.
Armstrong?
No.
Which Lance are we talking about here?
Laurel's dad. Like Quentin Lance.
Yeah, from Backstreet Boys?
No.
Is there even a Lance in Backstreet Boys? That's insane. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I don't know which man Matt's talking about.
Paul Blackthorne.
Paul Black what? Blackthorne?
Blackthorne.
Yes, he plays in Arrow, in the Arrowverse. He plays the cop, the dad of Laurel Lance. Anyway.
The guy from Dresden Files. Why didn't you say that?
Well, that's the other show I was trying to think of, and I couldn't come up with it. Yes.
Why don't we have more viewers?
Because but anyway, yeah, he's in it. He's one of the voice actors. It all of a sudden hit me that was his voice, and I was like, "Holy crap!" I had no idea. Yeah,
I was like that when I was watching Blaze with my kid, and apparently Darius Rucker shows up in an episode, and I'm like, "Why does that guy voice sound familiar?" It's Darius Rucker.
Was the episode all right? All right.
All right. What?
Mitchell, it was Hask.
Hask? Okay. Got it.
The third member of Inferno Squad.
Right.
Okay. So did you spent full price for the game? Was it worth it? Do you think you're now? Granted, you're coming from the single player only standpoint, as opposed to 99% of the rest of the world.
Right. Not only, I mean, okay, the only multiplayer mode I've played so far is Vehicle Assault, is the Starfighter Assault. I have played a bunch of the arcade. The arcade mode is incredibly frustrating because it's built to be grindy, but after like 6 rounds, they take away your reward for playing. So if they set up something that's supposed to inherently be grindy to get all the stars, and then take away your incentive, your reward for playing it after like 6 rounds, so it's
artificially extending the XP
that one's pretty bad. But as far as I can tell from the multiplayer, it's fine. At the current character prices, it's taking people 20 to 30 hours to get all of the characters unlocked. So that's not bad. The star cards thing, really, honestly, I don't think is as big of a deal. Being good is better than having high-end star cards. It's just a fact. Being good at shooters is more important than having high-end star cards. So, yeah. Otherwise, is it worth it? Is it worth it? If you're a fan of Star Wars and you're willing to look past the negative hype, what do you call negative hype? I don't know. Yes.
Bad press.
Anti-hype, yes.
Yeah.
The truth.
Yes, it's fine. Are there problems in the game? Yes, there's problems in the game. If you are really going to buy it to be a competitive high-end shooter, probably not. See, I cannot do this. I have too many contingencies on my answer. Because I'm not a first-person shooter. If this was not Star Wars, I probably wouldn't buy it. But it is, so I did. And I enjoyed the single player. Is it a $60 game to play the single player? No, that is not a $60 game to just play through the single player.
So then,
wait, whoa. It's first-person shooter?
Oh, it can be either. It can be either
first or third.
Huh.
Your choice.
You hold down the down on the D-pad, and it puts you in the first person.
It's Star Wars Skyrim. Star Wars Skyrim.
So I definitely will never do that.
When you play
first person is the best way to play it.
When you play as Iden, does it always make you first person?
No, you have to force it to first person. It defaults you to third person because you come back from the heroes levels. When you heroes, you cannot play as third person because you need to see the hero you're playing. Whatever. Right. But whenever you go back to Iden, all you have to do is hold down on the D-pad, and they'll put you back in the first person.
All right, Matt. Did you play anything else, Matt?
What did I talk about? I talked about
Star Wars.
I talked about the Battlefront. No, I did not play anything else. I have watched assuming they haven't dropped any more today. I've watched the first 4 episodes of Runaways.
Oh, the fourth one's out? Damn it.
Yeah, 4th one's out. I watched that last.
So that was the new drop. That's the new drop.
Yeah, what did Dave say?
I said language, please.
Drop.
Just go. Just no.
So episodes 1 through 4 of Runaways. A couple more episodes of Game of Thrones season 7. I think we're
still not done that.
No, it requires my wife and no kids. It's a difficult scenario to come up with. All those things falling into place, and her not falling asleep.
You shipped one of them out. It should be easier now.
It is odd. With only 2 instead of 3, they are gone at the same time a lot more than they used to be. But anyway. And then a couple episodes of last season's Supernatural got started into those. And I've also been reading. I've been reading it's a Star Wars book, of course, but it's titled Ahsoka. It's about the character Ahsoka after the Order 66.
I know it. I work in a bookstore. I realize which one you were talking
Well, I know you know, but the rest of them didn't know.
I didn't know.
I don't even know who Ahsoka is.
I know who Ahsoka is.
Are you going to read Canto Bite when it comes out?
Which one?
Canto Bite.
That sounds like a Pokemon book. Because Kanto. But that's just where my brain goes.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Look it up.
I will.
You call yourself a Star Wars fan. Horribly disappointed.
The older I get, the more I realize I can't be a fan of anything anymore.
No,
Is it
that
bite
franchise
like
puts...
or bite like as in data?
BIGHT.
Neither.
So while we're on you, Mitchell, let's get to you. What did you play this week?
Okay, I didn't write this down, so hopefully I can remember everything. Alright, so I've played some Fire Emblem Heroes, Final Fantasy Record Keeper, which I'm sure I'm the only person on the planet who still plays that mostly. Pocket Camp for Animal Crossing. So those are my phone games that I've played. Played some Pokemon Ultra Moon. Played some Horizon Zero Dawn. I started the DLC stuff too, so that's been interesting so far. I did the Battlefront campaign. I've played a lot of Smite, and I've actually started Undertale recently as well. Well, semi-recently.
So you and I are the only two people.
This is where your college money is going, Matt.
No, actually, Undertale was really on sale, and yeah.
So you and I are the only two people on the panel who've played Undertale. What do you think about it? Wait, first I have to ask, are you of that fan base first?
Kind of. I know a lot about it.
Okay,
so,
but you're not like one of the original... Okay, so what do you think of the game is my short question.
What fan base is this that you're talking
Undertale.
about?
Undertale.
Oh, the Undertale fandom is insane.
It's they're like, imagine the rabid, angry people on the PSN boards when they announced the PSN list for the month, but then times 20,000 Kaioken. Like, they are like super rabid, super
weeaboos who get in a waifu war.
No, because they're all American. Almost all of them are American.
So we're weeaboos.
Yeah, I know, but they don't even aspire to that. They just,
Oh man,
it's
just go in and insult someone's waifu in a weeaboo board and see it go down.
Yeah. But okay, so what do you think of the game? Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I'm enjoying it. I'm currently doing the pacifist run first because I was told that things change in the pacifist run if you do genocide first. So
I should explain that this is the first RPG that you can completely make it through the game without killing anything.
Yeah.
That's the point of living.
Yeah, only two bosses. Actually, no, you still end up... No,
you have to fight them, though, don't you?
You have to fight them to some extent, but you don't have to kill them.
Correct. You psychoanalyze them instead.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's
one of them, at least you super psychoanalyze. The other one, you just kind of plead. But, yeah. It's been pretty good so far. I'm to the lava lands, so I think I'm close to one of the boss fights, but...
Okay, what else did you play?
Yeah. I think that's about it. But for Smite, I'm almost to competitive. Oh no, I did play some Ruby Grim Eclipse. And for shows that I've watched recently, well, I binge watched the rest of One Punch Man that I hadn't seen today.
Nice.
Because I didn't have chemistry today.
Sure. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
No, I
didn't have chemistry, Dad.
He gave us a mental health day. Because we had an exam the day before.
Did someone get triggered? Did they have to go to their safe space? Sorry.
That doesn't happen.
Someone who has needed to take mental health days, that's kind of a shitty thing for you to say, Mark.
Yeah. Seriously, make up a better excuse, like the professor got drunk.
Right, exactly.
And then emailed everybody 5 minutes before the class, because that's something that actually does happen.
Right.
What really is I think is the professor needed some time to correct the exams they had taken the previous days, so they canceled class so they could check the tests.
But then I'm on season 6 of Supernatural now.
Congratulations, you only have 14 more seasons to go.
6 more to go.
6 more.
6 more.
But it feels like 14.
Probably. And then I've also been keeping up with Ruby on YouTube, so season 4 of that now.
Wait a minute.
Did you skip Pokemans?
No, I said Pokemon Ultra Moon.
Wait. Are they making more Ruby?
Yeah, they're on season 4.
Who's
Rooster
making
Teeth
it?
Season 4 now.
Who's making it? He's dead.
Rooster Teeth.
Oh, Rooster Teeth picked it up. Okay.
Monty Ohm.
Yeah, no, he's dead. That's why I'm saying, how are they making more? Because he passed
Monty
away.
Ohm is dead?
Monty Ohm is dead.
Well, at the end of every episode, they say something about produced by Monty Ohm.
Yeah, well, right. He's the one who came up with the whole series and the idea. But
Right.
I think it was either at the end of season 1 or season 2. He died from a peanut allergy. No joke.
Well, then I don't. Well, I know Rooster Teeth picked it up.
Yeah,
I didn't know that's how he died.
Yeah, it was a
That's
surgery.
horrible.
It was a surgery complication from the peanut allergy, I guess, if I remember right. But yeah, that's basically what killed him. It's really.
I just remember hearing it was like it was a tragic sudden thing.
I didn't even know about it, that he had passed away, because I'm like, when's the next Dead Fantasy coming out? Because these are taking longer and longer. And then I was like, oh, never, because I didn't know. But yes.
So according to what I'm seeing from a very, very quick Google search, is that Miles and Carrie probably picked it up.
Oh, okay.
Because they knew the story best after Monty, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's
Okay,
actually
so,
something my wife enjoys, and I enjoy that series as well. And I have the video game. You know,
Grim
there's a
Eclipse
video
too.
game.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grim Eclipse, right?
Yep.
He died after season 2.
Season 2. Thank you.
Right, and yeah, I even bought the Nora, Ren, and the JN Juniper pack too. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well,
I like
Dave, what
that.
about you? And your Halo.
What about me? Oh, yeah. Hey.
You wear
Hi.
guilt like shackles on your sleeve, like a halo in reverse.
Yes. The I bought Ultramoon.
At least you have it.
You do.
Supporting the game that has absolutely no need
So-
to make more money.
That's exactly correct.
Actually, did you know that Pokemon actually is the highest grossing franchise right above Star Wars?
You have never been on this podcast. You are not allowed to get to the news before we get to the news.
He has 2 been before on the podcast. Twice.
I know. That's why I was saying it.
Wow, Mark's butt hurt now.
The
Still news.
how?
I don't have much. I don't have much. I've not been in upright position to do news.
I didn't know it was news.
I gotta keep
Why?
every
Oh.
news story we can.
Every time I see you posting on Facebook, Mark, I just keep wanting to post, "Why must you turn my office into a house of lies?" That's a dentist quote from The Simpsons.
Oh, got it. I see.
The all right, so I bought that. I will eventually play it. Maybe be. Oh wow! That just happened.
January,
How much
so you
whiskey
get the
have you
early
had?
bonus?
No, it's a rum and coke night. So it's a fun, happy thing. The
Doesn't that
So-
mean you have to speak in a Jamaican accent for the rest of the show?
no, it's Captain Morgan. That's not even Jamaican.
Jamaican me crazy.
Ooh, there's a little left in the bottle. Hold on.
Though you should listen to Mitchell because there is a time limit to when you can download the special
Like in Rock,
bonus,
the
whatever.
the dusk, like in Rock, you have to do it before January something, like 8th or something like that.
Oh yeah. It'll definitely be before then. I'll probably start it up like this sometime this weekend,
Right.
over the next couple days. So there's that. I also picked up. They made a physical copy special edition of Axiom Verge.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
With the
so
proceeds going to his son, correct?
Oh God, is there something horrible
Yeah.
that happened to him? What happened to horrible?
It's not in our news feed, which is why I can talk about it.
Wait.
I remember seeing this story. I think it was either early this week or end of last week. I guess something happened with his son, and there has to be like a big expensive set of surgeries. So 90% of all of the game's sales are going towards that surgery.
Oh, so I know what everybody's getting for Christmas then.
Axiom Verge DLC discs. Let me look real quick.
But there's but it came out like a physical box set. There's like a special edition of it that actually has like a Blu-ray, and I think it's like a 5-hour documentary on the making of the game.
Damn.
That I'm really looking forward to, actually. Because I absolutely adore that game, and I'm actually looking forward to playing it again on the Switch. So that should be fun.
It was the publisher. It was the publisher who said, no, what we're doing is 75% of all of the game's sale will go directly to the developer.
Okay.
I'm looking to see... Yeah, because I guess his young son has some kind of... Kernicterus, a neurological condition that affects motor control and hearing. So he'll need constant medical attention through his life. And so the publisher agreed when they struck the deal with him to publish the game, they offered to funnel 75% of their profits from the game into a special fund to pay for his health care. So good on Badland Games. That's pretty awesome that they would even...
Yeah.
And apparently they didn't even want to publicize it, but apparently somebody found out about it, and that's how it became kind of a story.
They should publicize it so it can sell more.
Well,
stories make money.
Well, they say they didn't want to use the story or his son's health as a financial...
Right, it's like propaganda.
All right, I get that, but at the same time, just there's a way to get the kid more money.
Yeah.
So they did a really nice box set of it, and it is a very special game. I played it on the PS4 all the way through. I actually finished that game in a year when I was not playing games at all. So that was an accomplishment right there. If that tells you how.
You mean
No,
decade,
that's
right?
no. Just a rough couple years.
It is an amazing game, though.
It is. So I highly recommend it for everybody. It is so worth the money. It is an awesome game, especially if you love like the old Metroid games or anything like that, or that style of game. You need this game. It is probably one of the best examples of the genre ever, and especially like you can just tell it was so lovingly developed by the guy that it just has like labor and love written all over it. It is fantastic. It is awesome. It plays amazing. Definitely pick it up.
I still don't know what happened at the end. I still haven't figured it out.
So
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The ride.
So Dave, to fulfill the site mission, is Axiom Verge worth people's time and money?
Yes, extremely. It gets
Metroidvania style. If you like that style of game, I'd say yeah. From what I've seen.
Yeah, it is. It is so worth it in my book. It's probably one of the highest recommendations I can give in a game in the past couple of years, to be honest.
Kate, do you own it?
Own what?
Axiom Verge.
No.
Okay, so all of us but Kate already own it, so that's telling.
That says something, yeah. What else? The new Marvel Lego game.
Oh, Marvel.
What is that? I heard it was kind of a buggy mess.
What's that?
I heard it was kind of a buggy mess.
I don't know. I haven't really hit any bugs yet. I'm playing on the Switch. I haven't really run. I'm not super far into it yet, so I'm not going to lie there. So I haven't had a chance to really find a ton of bugs. I do tend to like really like nook and cranny those games. So if there are bugs to be found, I will definitely find them.
I will find them.
Yeah.
Find the bugs.
I will find them.
I hate being that kind of player in a game that does have a lot of bugs because I tend to just run into everything.
Speaking of bugs, the last level of the story mission, I fell through the world. Like weird, the story trigger wouldn't happen, and I was jumping around the character trying to trigger him to make the next thing happen, and I fell through the floor and looked up and said, "Huh, there's the world, and I'm in a giant black void. I think I need to close the game."
Which game?
Battlefront 2.
I think the game
Wait,
was...
the bonus last mission or like the last mission before the bonus mission?
Spoilers.
The very last thing you do in the game.
Okay, got it.
It was like remember Knights of the Old Republic, that annoying bug early in the game, where if you had your if you were cloaked and the character you were supposed to interact with didn't have a high enough was like intuition or something like that, they could see through the cloaking, it wouldn't trigger the cutscene. And you would just sit there and stare at a blank, empty space for like ever, and you had to like quit out and then go back and like redo your whole stats just so, or not, or make sure you're uncloaked before you go into the cutscene. Ugh, gotta hate that part. Watch The Punisher. I'm like 3 episodes away from finishing that.
Is it worth people's time?
I will say yes. I'm actually been a pretty decent fan of the show. I'm curious. I want to finish watching it and kind of see what the complaints were about the show. I know as I'm going through it, like, I mean, sure, there was some, like, it's not like the whole series is just like, oh my god, is it the best series ever? But I think it's solid. It's very, it's pretty grounded, as a series. Bernthal is awesome as a Punisher. I really do dig him in that role. Oh my god, what's her name? Karen Page really didn't annoy me so much in this one. Like the last show she was in, like, she wasn't really well written. This one, she seems a little bit better. It's like the Punisher people like her a lot more, or something like that. I don't know what's going on there.
I just don't understand why she doesn't, drain their blood and kill half of them.
Nice. We're getting there, I'm sure. But the main thing I've been working on, which is really taking up my time, is I finished the Lego Millennium Falcon.
Not just any Lego Millennium Falcon, the $800 collector's edition.
Yeah, I had to.
Out of the box.
Of course, it's Lego. You don't keep Lego in the box. I'm not one of those people that keep. Well, actually,
keep baby in a box.
Yeah, I do have a bunch in a box, but I will eventually get to open some of that stuff. Like, I'm about to destroy some serious value. Like, I have the big R2-D2 still in the box because.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and apparently that's like $500 now or something. Like, if I sell it, I don't care. I'm opening it. Like, that's probably like one of my next ones to do.
The same thing as like in the action figure and doll world, the people who won't collect it unless the shipper is pristine too. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's the shipper. It's not meant to be pristine. It's meant to ship things.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Collectors.
I'm with Dave on this one, because when I used to do the Transformers, and I would get Metroplex or Fortress Maximus, it's like, it's a triple headmaster. How can you not take his head apart and transform him 3 times? His head comes off, right? And his head comes off, and they all are robots. Why would you not want to do that? I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Well, no, I'm the same thing where it's like, I've deboxed dolls worth $500.
This is starting to sound dirty. I'm sorry. Deboxing. All
right. I didn't realize that was the official term.
It is.
All right. So this thing. All right. The caveat is, I don't know if I would have gotten it if I didn't. I was really sitting on a bunch of points from the Lego VIP program.
But, wait, Dave, how do you get those points?
You get those points from buying Lego.
Okay.
So I was sitting on a pile of points that basically made this thing half price. Like, I went to the Lego store before, and they're like, "What are you saving these for?" And I'm like, "Something big." And the guy was like, "Okay, I guess so, whatever." And that was before this was announced. And then as soon as they announced it, I was like, "Aha!"
And you have to realize he got those points in like less than 14 months. That's the other side of the story.
Well, no, that's what I was implying when I said, "How do you get those points, Dave?"
We can stop this conversation.
At the Lego store pretty much shamed you for your points. That sucks.
Pretty much.
He points.
He was like, when the people's eyes go at the screen when you check out, that's when you know there's a problem. However, this thing is a work of art. I'm not gonna lie. It is. I'm hard pressed to say it wasn't. Like, if you're, granted, I will say I'm at the kind of extreme end of the fan. Like, this is my thing. Above all things, Lego is my thing. Mm-hmm. So I kind of had to do this because it was like an event kind of thing. But as I'm building it, and it took me probably around like 50 hours or so, all total. So that's a decent chunk of time, to put into it. And the thing is a work of art. I'm not going to lie. It is.
All right, let's see it. Come on. Bring it over here.
I'm not picking it up while I'm drinking. There's actually, I can point to it. Can you see that?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like way far away and you can't.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not picking it up and dragging it over here, especially when I've been drinking too.
Just send me the picture, and that will be our image for the podcast.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
We can do that. But it's a very, very cool build, very intricate. It is the most detailed thing they've ever done. The way it comes together is interesting. It's a lot of fun to put together. There's so much detail. It's what is that dance? What is?
I'm just imagining the district manager for the Lego store every time they see you walk in.
It's
box here.
They're like, sweet, we're making quota this month.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
I haven't received it yet, but apparently, if you were able to get it this year before the end of the year, which has been really tough to do because it's been like sold out ever since they did it. They haven't even made it like retail public yet. Like it's just been for the VIPs, and they haven't been able to reach that demand yet. So it's been for the Falcon.
Oh, okay.
So like they haven't even opened it up to like general population sales yet. Like it's kind of crazy. Like how.
Which, to be fair, if you've ever bought a thing off of Lego on their site, you should be a VIP member. So I don't know how big that program is, but I have to imagine there's a lot of people in that.
I have to imagine it got a lot bigger, especially with the pre-sales and stuff. However, whatever the case is for it, you're supposed to get like a special black VIP card. It's like with your name engraved on it and everything like that, so you can act like
made of Lego.
No, it's just a black
piece
of
a
plastic.
flat piece that's got like the bubbles on it.
No, it should.
Missed marketing opportunity. Man.
I know, but apparently it entitles you to all kinds of special stuff all next year. For being one of the suckers that spent the money on this set. So we'll see if that turns up anything cool. I somehow doubt it, but it's still fun to wave it around, I guess.
That's what she said.
Did you play or watch anything else, Dave?
I actually did start watching One Punch.
Oh, good. What do you think so far? How far are you?
I didn't even get through the first episode. No. Stop. There's reasons, okay?
I bet there are.
It's subtitled.
Yeah, it's anime. What are you expecting? Oh my god, are you a dub, not subs?
No, dude, I'm just saying it could have been dubbed. I didn't know going into it.
He was trying to build his Lego at the same time, is what he's trying
Exactly.
to say. So it didn't work because you can't look at the Lego and read the subtitles at the same time.
Exactly. Thank you.
Then you watch One Punch Man instead.
Right, and then put the thing together. You don't inflict dubs on anyone. What's wrong with you?
Dude,
Dubs are not that bad anymore.
I'm not talking. First of all, it's not a dub versus sub debate here. It was just like,
Dubs is a
sub,
total
this is sub. I want to pay attention to it, but I want to build my Legos, so I'm going to watch Punisher instead.
Yeah, we shouldn't be complaining because this is probably the only reason he watched Punisher. So, you know.
It is the only reason I watch Punisher.
Sub thing is one of those things where it's like you're still stuck in the 90s when they yanked people off the street to do voice acting.
I
You
know.
don't do that anymore.
This is not the Ghost in the Shell dub.
The only reason I bring it up is because there's actually now a web series called Anime Crimes Division, and that's actually the entire crux of the first episode is subs versus dubs, and it's pretty good. So that's being made by Corridor Digital, which is Freddie Wong. So if you haven't checked it out, you really should. It's very good.
I mean, the Cowboy Bebop dub was good.
I know. I really don't care as long as it's good. I was just outraged for the fact that you didn't finish the episode.
Well, because I wanted to pay attention to the episode. I got probably halfway through it. It seems hilarious. I love the concept. You know, the whole despondent superhero thing. You know, I kind of dig that. So I'm really looking forward to that. After the Punisher, that's going to be next on my list.
What were you saying, Mitchell?
I was just going to say the only reason I don't watch dub is because I can always pick out one character who I know their voice will set me on edge for the entire show, and I just won't be able to deal with it. Which then I'll hold that against the show rather than the actual show itself.
The Japanese voices don't do that.
They don't. Most of them,
They're
like
annoying as hell.
if you listen to Happy's English voice versus his Japanese voice, Happy's from Fairy Tail, Happy's English voice is so much more grating and high, and just like someone made Japanese Happy suck on helium and then made him talk.
Yeah, I generally agree with Mitchell. Almost every anime I've ever watched in the original Japanese character voices I like. Other than Dragon Ball Z, I still hate Goku. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can't watch Japanese Dragon Ball Z just because I think I've had more... Well, I don't watch Dragon Ball Z, period. But when I do, I've always only heard the English mostly, and yeah.
I don't know, I just find, like... I don't know if it's a disconnect, because if you don't speak Japanese, you don't know if they're being underacting or overacting or whatever, because the context isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with English, you know if someone's overacting or underacting. But at the same
True,
time...
in the 80s, we just didn't know any better. We were like, this is cool, they're speaking another language.
But at the same time, I just find a lot of the times the Japanese voices are super high-pitched, and it just, like... is almost like nails on a chalkboard sometimes.
To be honest, if I had played Final Fantasy 14 with Japanese voices, I probably wouldn't have hated Vanille nearly as much as I did.
You mean 13?
13. Sorry, I grabbed the wrong number. 13. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're all the same.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah, it's all
you
the same.
still would have hated 13.
Yeah, no, you still would have hated 13. I'm with
I would have hated 13, but I may not have hated Vanille quite so much.
Well,
I'm not saying it's like English voices are all good, because they're not. But
Yeah.
it just enrages me when it's like the immediate knee-jerk reaction that all dubs are bad.
No,
Japan equals good.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's just sometimes there are certain characters that I know I won't be able to handle, so I listen to dub. I just go to
back
dub.
to Dragon Ball. Goku's voice is awful. Frieza's is amazing in Japanese, though.
yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's always going to be those characters that are better in one and not as good as the other, and some that were better in another and not as good as the other.
That's right. Just give it 10 years and we'll be able to vote, and you'll be able to mix your own anime as you go.
So each character will either have their English voice or their Japanese voice.
Yeah, you just
it'll be
make the decision beforehand.
Every dub or sub will be like Tekken, where they just speak their own language.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, speaking of overacting, I actually have
Justice
gotten
League?
No. I went back to Diablo 3, and I'm sorry, but that Templar.
One guy. Yeah,
I don't remember his. I never remember his name, but every time I get to that part with the fallen star, we'll have to go through Jandar. It's like God. Nothing stands before the will of a Templar. I'm like, please stop. Please. Just clear.
But that's how Templars were, dude.
No, not at all.
That's
no.
why assassins were founded, because all Templars talk that way.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if we went in a time machine and went back and it was
true. Yeah. All of them actually do talk with that weird emphasis. But yeah,
it would all just be.
I went back.
Like a
and then we'd all be burned as witches for using time travel.
And the fact that we knew what he was going to say before he said it. That's exactly correct.
He's a witch. Burn him.
I went back. I said I was not going to spend the $15 on the Necromancer class, because why would I do that when I had paid full price for the rest of the game? But then my wife said, I want to play Necromancer, so of course I paid the $15 to play Necromancer. And I will say that this Necromancer is far and away better than the Necromancer in Diablo 2. They've managed to create a very interesting dual like there's no in Diablo 3 it's not like you have skill trees so to speak. You just have a general power pool and then you make your build out of any of those powers. But they have almost recreated skill trees in his power pool, because you have a risk reward of every monster now leaves a corpse on the ground, and you can blow that corpse up or turn it into a spear or do a bunch of other stuff with it, and you can choose to go down that route, or you can use those corpses to reanimate them. And it's kind of a one or the other type of situation, because you're not going to make spears out of them and reanimate them, because you wouldn't have enough corpses. Because you wouldn't have enough corpses.
I'm sure you could find enough corpses if you really put your mind to it.
I mean, that's how my weekends go.
Yeah.
I gotta make a reanimated corpse spear. If I want to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, well, anyways, I find it's really good. It's a really good character class. It seems really powerful, but not OP. And then they also started season characters. Now they have seasons just like Overwatch and every other Blizzard game, where when they start a season, you start over, and then you that character has no access to your other character's inventory like normal. It's everything self-contained in this season slot. And then if you complete the season's bounties and quests and everything, then you get extra stuff and extra armor that you can only get that way. And I believe, if I'm understanding it right, at the end of the season, it will propagate over to your actual characters.
You know, I really have to say, just like you mentioning the thing about Blizzard games, I have to admire how long their games run for.
And I thought there would not be anybody playing online, like on the various difficulty. I'm like, everybody's going to be at max difficulty or the beginning, and that's it. But across the 14 different levels of difficulty, I have never not found a game, which is kind of impressive.
But it's super impressive that pretty much, well, not every game that they make, but almost every game they make, just once they make it, it exists forever.
Mm-hmm. And it's still a fantastic... It's still one of the best couch co-op games on the PS4. And the fact that you can merge that with online. It's really good. I was hoping they'd do better discount for the Black Friday sales, but it was both the Necromancer and the base game for $60, which is still, for how long it's been. Well, for how long it's been out, I would hope they'd discount a little bit more than that.
But it's Blizzard. That's another thing. It's like their games last forever, but they're also never cheap.
Right, exactly. So I played a lot of that. I played Final Fantasy 15 multiplayer. Matt, have you played this yet?
I played the beta. I haven't played the full release yet.
So, when my nephew Deuce asked me to play it, I asked him to describe it to me, since I hadn't even played the beta. and he was not encouraging me. It's actually a lot more fun than he made it sound. It is like a tacked on mode, so you can see that it's not very efficient in the UI. But that being said, it is actually kind of fun to go on hunts with other people, and even the AI in some cases. But it is super.
That is
super
all
grind.
it is, right? I mean, that's all it was in the beta is just a hunt mode, right? I mean, that's
so it's kind of an RPG. What it is you have to go out and find these power cells to power the town, and then once you power the town, then it like branches out, and you get to choose which outposts you power, and in doing so will progress more unlockables for the weapons vendor, or more costumes for the costume vendor, or more different services in town. So you kind of get to control what happens in your instance. But I want to say that very clearly, you are instanced when you are not actually fighting in a hunt. When you're in town, that's your town, and you can't invite anybody over. You can't see other people. You only meet up with people when you actually go out into the field to do a hunt. And that's where I say, like, the UI is not great. You have to load here to go do this, and then load into the hunt, and then you're into a loading screen while you're matchmaking, and then you're into another loading screen where you're finding food, and then you actually go do the hunt.
You have to do the camp thing afterwards, where you use the food that you got from the hunt to make a meal that levels you up, basically.
Right, and then from there, then after you
back to town.
Before that, you've got to then get your stuff. Well, not physically, like it just says, here's all the stuff you got. But that's after the camp scene,
right?
And then you have to load back to town, and then do it all over again to go back out. So it's not super time efficient, but it's not so bad that you're like, oh, I don't want to play this anymore. It's just kind of inconvenient, if that makes sense.
When I played the beta, I just found it to be kind of okay. Well, all right. Now the whole town building part wasn't there in the beta, so that may add kind of a point to what you're going to do. But when you were doing it in the beta, there was no point. There were 2 hunts you could go on, and then you did that big complicated thing at the end of collecting your stuff and making the food, and then got kicked back into your town.
Yep, and that's the same, but it's interesting because you know that some of the junctions are like, you need 30,000 volts to be able to power this, and you only get 6,000 volts per your highest hunt that you've unlocked. So you've got to go grind it 5 or 6 times in order to, if you want to go unlock this path for the power to go through. And maybe it gets you a thing that increases all your healing, or it gets you a thing that makes you make funny poses, but you have better defense. So it's like there's stuff to do in it. It's not actually bad, and if you have friends that you can get together and play with, I think it's going to be way more fulfilling than if you're just grouping up with random people. My nephew is level 20, and I was level 1 coming in, and we were still able to fight together and have fun. So, I mean, he obviously was squishing everything, but still, it was fun to do. So that was something I played for a while. I probably put about maybe 5 or 6 hours into it, and I would say it's worth your time, especially if you have Final Fantasy 15, because why not? If you own it, great. What did I say? Buy Final Fantasy 15 for the multiplayer? Absolutely not. No. I played more Divinity Original Sin 2. That game just keeps getting better and better the more I play it. It's so good. I decided I wanted to play a superhero game, and I couldn't find any. So I opened up Saints Row 4, and I forgot how much fun that damn game is. It's really, really good.
That's really funny. I was really thinking of just going back to that, because I know I have it on the PS4.
Yeah.
And I was going to restart a brand new game on the PS4 and finish it there.
Exactly what I'm doing, and it's ridiculously fun. I still think it's the best Flash game ever made. And I mean Flash the character, not Flash the delivery method.
Yeah, I think we figured that out.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I went into Marvel Heroes Omega before it died because they had turned everything free, and I wanted to see what it was like to play a game where their own greed caught up with them, and then they had to make everything free before it died. Well, they didn't have to, but why not, right? And it was pretty crazy when stuff that would normally take you like 100+ hours to grind out, you could just get for free. There was really no incentive to play the game anymore. So it's dead now. We'll talk about that in news.
Getting 100 hours to get a piece of gear is not incentive either.
Well, no, not a gear, but like a character, right? Like the characters were expensive.
Actually, 100 hours to get any one single thing isn't an incentive.
Yeah, I'm with you. But that's what I mean. They turned the greed factor way up, and that's why it...
Yep.
Unless you play Warframe. Then... those people.
Star Trek Online. I went back and played that for a while and caught up on the new episode that they had. That game still continues to be good for how long it's been out. It's kind of crazy. South Park Phone Destroyer. I think I have logged more time into this than Final Fantasy Record Keeper and just about any other mobile game. This game is super good. I still have not dropped any money on it, which is amazing because I'm usually pretty prone to do that. And I'm actually massacring people with what I would call Commons deck. I've just figured out kind of the flow. There's a bunch of factions that you unlock. So it's like you have the fantasy faction, or you have the space horror faction, or you have the cowboy faction, or you have the religious faction. And you can use any 2 factions to make your deck, but no more than 2. And so you actually have a lot of flexibility in what you can put together. And it's really good. I really suggest that you shouldn't have to drop a single dime on the game. I actually think what they do have for packs is ridiculously expensive. So don't buy... I mean, they're going to figure it out, or they're going to, something, but it's too expensive now. So I just say play it as a free game, and you totally can not have to pay for anything. I have gotten 2 epic cards now from free packs, so it is possible without spending a dime. So Clash Royale, God of War 3. My wife decided that she saw the Dad of War trailer and said, "What is this? I need to know what this is." And so I started going through the history, and then I'm like, wait, I think I have God of War 3. And sure enough, I do on the PlayStation 4. So I'm playing it on the PS4, not the PS3, Matt. And then the last game that I played that I really need to talk about for a hot second is Super Mario Odyssey. I'm really upset with this game.
What?
And by that,
From what I've seen, it's been...
By that, I mean, I'm not upset at the game. I'm upset that I played Zelda before I played Super Mario Odyssey. Because I am really having a problem because in Legend of Zelda, you can make these crazy jumps and then float down with your friggin' shield. Well, in Super Mario Odyssey, there's no float button. There's no way to float, and I keep trying to do it over and over again on the Switch because I played Zelda for so long.
No, you just gotta use your mad parkour skills instead.
Yeah, I can't parkour off nothing. That is difficult.
That's how you throw your hat, and then you jump off your hat.
Exactly.
Well,
and then you bounce off the wall, and then jump off your hat again, and then jump to the other ledge, and
then you do another little shake at the top of your jump.
Exactly. Then you start doing the helicopter.
So I will actually say that is a problem for me. I can't do this whole shake the controller while I'm doing precise platforming jumps. I can't do it. That is
not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah. I finished season 4 of the Great British Baking Show. I'm very sad that there's only like 2 more seasons that we'll get stateside before the show imploded, because it imploded at season 6. We're watching Legends of Tomorrow. I watched the first 3 episodes of Runaways. We'll watch the 4th after the show tonight. Is Runaways worth your time? Yes. Absolutely yes. Like, it's even... I can't believe I'm saying this. It's better than the comic books, which is crazy because those comic books are amazing. But the fact that you're getting backstory on people that you really didn't get backstory on for a really long time in the comic books, and you're getting it earlier, and it's all kind of meshing together, I actually really like that.
I have a question on real comic shows.
On real comic shows?
They're doing a crossover on the Arrowverse shows.
Yeah.
Where do you have to start with them? Like, what did it start with? Do you have to watch Arrow first? Like, I
think the air order during the week now is Arrow, Flash, Legends, Supergirl, isn't it? Yes. I'm not watching the current season, but I think that's the air order. You have to watch them in the air order.
Except for Supergirl, because Supergirl actually was in between shows.
Right, yeah. Hers isn't, because her universe isn't the same universe, so hers will be, the week before will be oh, hey, I got to go do this, and then the week after will be, oh, hey, we just got back from doing this.
Yeah.
All right. And so Legends is in this crossover? Yes. Legends is in the crossover. Yeah. All right, so I have to remember that.
Everything's in the crossover.
Except Supergirl.
All right, so this is going to be...
She's in the crossover, but her show is not in the crossover.
Gotcha.
Right.
What a pain.
It's really good. No, it's really good, though.
No, I don't mind that because I know the shows are good, but I hated this with comic books, and I hate this even more with TV shows. Just
I didn't even think about that. They actually have really faithfully captured the pain and joy of a crossover.
It's exactly. It's just like, which one do I get? Did I miss anything in this one? Is this a side story? Is this part of the... Oh, I hated that.
So I have been worried for a while because I think I mentioned on one of the previous shows that my wife took up some Turkish romance love story things on Netflix that were subtitled. And she's always avoided everything subtitled her entire life. And now she's good with subtitles, and I knew it was a matter of time before she stumbled across J-dramas and K-dramas. And sure enough, she found some, and now she has, and I'm not joking, she has 28 queued up to watch. We are watching one together right now called Bride of the Water God, which is actually really good. It's a K-drama. And anyways, we ended up picking up, we're cord cutters. We don't have cable. There is a channel on the PlayStation that you can get called Drama Fever, which is nothing but J-dramas and K-dramas. And it's like, if it's free, but if you want to pay for it and remove the ads, it's $5 a month, which is not bad. So, just FYI. I'm actually enjoying the service, but it's more K-dramas than J-dramas, which was not what I was expecting. Their J-dramas is actually, selection is pretty small. So I was surprised about that. But lots of K-dramas, and those are good too, so same difference. And then the last thing I did this week is a little weird, but I kind of wanted to talk about it because it's interesting. I joined a new social media service with the site called Steam It. And the reason that this one is interesting is because they actually... how do I even explain this? So let's say that Matt was on Steam It with me, and I post something and he likes it, and says, this is a quality thing and I want to share it. He can like my thing, and I actually get a fraction of a Bitcoin. And then if it goes viral and he was one of the first ones to like it, then he gets credit for curating it, and he gets fraction of a Bitcoin for doing a good job in curating and sharing something that's popular. And neither of us have to pay for it. In fact, no one in the thing pays for it. That's part of the business model of the social media thing. And so it's kind of interesting, but people can make money on this by sharing relevant stuff that people are going to like on the social media service. So it's pretty interesting stuff. And you can choose, if you say, hey, I want to have a pool of Bitcoin fractional Bitcoin or whatever to give people that I like. You can do that if you want, but you don't have to. And it's still like, I think it's still in closed alpha, but you can request an invite. And I did. Somebody told me about it, and I checked it out. And I'm like, this is interesting. And then I applied to get in, and I did get in. So I don't know if that's because we have a giant news feed, which is probably didn't hurt at all, but it's kind of interesting. So it's called Steemit, STEMIT.
Isn't that Stemit?
No, that'd be
STEM.
No, it's STEEMIT. Steemit.
Oh,
2 E's, 1 M, 2 T's. Steemit.
TTTT.
So shall we get to the news?
Meh.
Oh, no, wait. We can't get to the news. We have to get to the main topic, which I have to go to YouTube for that. Which will be easy to find. I just got to find it real quick. Hold on.
Should have had this all queued up, man. Come on. What the heck? What kind of show you running here?
Yeah, I know, right?
already 12:30 for some of us.
Marvel
Oh,
Studios. Yeah, but if you were busy at work, you probably didn't see this anyways, Kate. So this will be.
Oh,
good
I
for
saw
you.
it before work.
Okay. Marvel Studios. So of course,
Have you seen this yet, Mitchell?
You can search directly for
Yeah,
what you're looking for, right?
I saw it right after you mentioned it to me.
Okay.
YouTube is owned by Google. If you just search directly what you're looking for, it comes up. It's crazy. I'm just trying to help, dude. This is killing me.
it's not my fault. It takes forever.
Killing you softly with his search.
Ooh,
It
look at
takes
that.
forever because you're typing in the wrong stuff.
I'm not. I'm Marvel Studios is what I want.
No, just type in Avengers Infinity trailers.
It's
It's
right
right there.
there. I'm
It's right
clicking
there.
on it.
You know how I found it? I typed in I, and it populated right away.
To bring together a group of remarkable people. To see if we could become something more. So when they needed us, we could fight the battles.
That they never could.
I know she's been blonde in every other movie ever, but she looked weird there.
That haircut with the blonde.
That's because she's no longer Natasha Romanoff.
That
You
theme,
like-
that anthem, man. It
It's
can
so
do
good.
anything with that anthem.
What it's like
Mhm.
to lose.
I'm calling it now. That jacket is the new armor.
Desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same.
I'm calling it right now. That hair arm is his new suit.
Nah,
I don't think so.
Run
spider
from
sense.
Yeah.
it. Destiny still arrives.
Ha, knew it. Wait.
Are you shaking your head at the lack of helmet?
No, I'm fine with lack of helmet.
Defenses. And get this man a shield.
Yeah.
Lumberjack cap.
You think he'll go by Nomad?
It's like sexy cat, but he's always sexy. So.
Okay, so are these supposed to be mindless ones?
Considers the balancing the universe.
Ooh, that looks painful.
But this
Can't be mindless ones. That's Fantastic
put a
Four.
smile on my face.
It's cosmic. I don't know that it's necessarily tied specific to Fantastic Four, is it?
I think it kind of is.
The cosmic stuff usually is unless they cut a deal. Oh, was that War Machine?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
That was the Wakandan army too, right?
Yeah, there was a giant Wakandan army behind him too. If you missed that.
Who the hell are you guys?
Okay.
So-
Okay. Wait. So
I have a question.
wait. Before we do that, first, let's go down the line, talk about our reactions, and then we'll talk about questions and nitpicks. So, Kate, what did you think?
Dope AF.
Okay. Matt.
Yeah. I can't talk about what that trailer made me do because it's inappropriate for a general audience.
Dave?
And in front of your son?
I just wasn't going to say
made you want to
anything.
create his little brother.
Oh, boy.
I don't like being
something
that kind of nerd, but I did shed a tear over this.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this for so long, and they've just done this so perfectly. So good.
Even if the movie isn't good, man, can they make a trailer?
No doubt. Mitchell, what did you think?
I thought it was really good. I have a couple of questions about theorizing and things, but that's
we'll do some breakdown and then we'll get into theorizing.
Well, I kind of have a big thematic question.
Well, wait, I want to say that I thought it was amazing. Oh my god! I actually think that they did something incredibly right by picking that exact voiceover set of lines from Thanos. They managed to sum up the character of Thanos in under probably 30 words by saying, you're going to lose even though you think you're going to win, and to boot, fun isn't something that is actually a thing you should be considering in conquering the universe, but this made me smile. It's perfect. Thanos is he's my number 2 favorite character of all time, behind Bishop, and I am so psyched. Shut up, Dave.
That's so offensive. That is the most offensive thing you've ever said on this podcast.
Why is it offensive?
Because it is.
It's just my opinion.
But it's an offensive opinion.
It's not offensive.
Why is him liking Bishop more?
I'm not even saying trolling. I like Bishop too, but wow, man.
Well, I guess Thanos has a heck of a lot more power than Bishop.
Let's not get started.
Yeah, let's not get started. All right, so what's your overall question, Kate?
Okay, Kate Blanchett's supposed to be in this movie too, right?
Who?
It has not been confirmed that she is
it
playing
hasn't?
Death.
I thought it was confirmed. That's why I was like, where was she in this trailer? That's why I was wondering.
No, that's speculation.
But that also fits in with Marvel's kind of stuff. Like, they leave stuff out of trailers.
Well, because in the comics, Thanos is in love with Death, and obviously it's not the same Death as Hela. But in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it is, right?
We don't know.
That's the assumption so far.
That's the assumption.
Okay.
It's a good assumption. It's my assumption. Because we need to see more of her. She was amazing.
This is what I want to know. Who is this person that is not Chris Pratt?
That is Chris Pratt.
It is.
That's Pratt. He's just got a mustache.
Different hairdo.
That does not
Chris
look
Pratt.
like him at all.
It's him.
Yes, it does.
It's him.
I swear to God, it does not look like him.
Your facial recognition software is...
It's exactly like him.
Are you trying to say they CG'd the mustache in?
I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm thinking that's what it is.
They did a
exactly.
reverse Henry Cavill?
You can't. You have to have conservation of CGI, so they had to put the mustache somewhere.
Right. You can't just get rid of something.
Dude, actually, hold on a second. If they did that and that doesn't actually show up in the movie, that is going to be the most hilarious troll ever in the history of movies trolling each other.
So yes. So to be clear,
we have
War Machine. We have Bucky. We have Yelena, whatever her name is. What is her last name?
Something very Russian.
Yes. We have Wolverine Cap. We have I don't remember her name.
What? Did I miss a Marvel movie in there where that's not Natasha?
It is.
He's
he's going because it's the blonde Black Widow.
The blonde Black Widow is actually her enemy from Russia, named Yelena Hergova or Yelena something or other.
They were in the same class in the Red Room or something.
Exactly. So that's why I say she can't be blonde and be Natasha. She's got to assume Yelena or something.
Or maybe Scarlett Johansson wrote it in her contract that she didn't have to dye her hair anymore.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Black Panther and that stuff. So it looks like there's basically maybe 3 teams from what we've seen. There's the team here in Wakanda, there's the team in New York, and then there's the team in space. And
So yeah,
it seems
the
like
team in New York would be Iron Man, Hulk, Doctor Strange, and
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Hulk's there.
Spider-Man.
Wakanda.
Hulk
Oh,
is
not
here in
Hulk.
Wakanda. No, but he is on that team for, it seems like, a lot of it. So, or they've separated Banner and Hulk. I'm just going to throw that out there for Dave.
Well, because it did show Banner in New
showed,
York.
It showed Banner
Yeah.
in New York and in Wakanda, but it also showed Iron Man armor in both places. So
I think Thanos looks great. I've seen complaints about him, but it's that dissonance where we're not seeing him with the helmet, so it looks weird. Like when you see a body with no head, it looks wrong.
Yeah.
But it's because you're so used to seeing someone with their head.
But he's
I
been
think-
that way. He's been that way in the comics too, in a bunch of stories. So
Yeah, that's true. I
So
actually,
like, I'm actually okay with the look.
I
It looks
actually,
not- I think it's good.
more
Yeah, it looks-
important than the look is the voice. I am super glad that they pretty much just went with his voice because it's good enough.
Is it
Yeah.
modulated down at all?
No,
I don't think so.
It is. It sounds like him.
it's him.
Okay,
And
Most
I'm-
of these
Somebody's raising
it's
their hand.
slightly
Okay.
modulated though.
Sorry, Mitchell, what's up?
Am I the only one questioning how Hulk/Banner got separated from Thor?
No, we actually see that, I think, in the trailer.
Yeah, you see that giant hole in the roof of the Sanctum
Yeah.
Sanctorum.
Yeah.
Well, and stuff kind of looked like it was out of order because
It's a trailer.
when, you know, like but well, because Vision has a human face, but then he doesn't have a human. Like, is that something he can just control?
Well, yeah. We've seen
Yeah.
Vision.
I don't remember seeing him without the red face in any of the movies.
Yeah, I don't think he has. I think he's always had the android face.
Yeah,
thought we
he
saw
has.
it or something.
No, but I'm actually thinking that's something Wanda does. To be honest, I don't think that's something he can control. Can we say how good the Iron Spider suit looks?
Yeah,
It looks
it's
pretty dope. Yeah.
it's definitely a fusion of a couple different comic designs, but yeah, it's very.
Yo, we're never gonna get the straight gold and
Yeah, but like the eyes glowing is
Just
for
kinda-
from the last storyline where Peter's
Yeah,
got Parker
Everyone
Industries and
else on the
stuff.
internet already made it, but I
Honestly,
still love the joke.
It
where
kind of
Loki-
reminds me a bit of 2099, but not quite.
sorry, go ahead, Kate. You were saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I like the joke that everyone else made when Loki's offering up the Tesseract.
Mhm.
That he's like, essentially, it's like Thanos. I've come to bargain.
Nice.
Yeah, I wish it did look more like the classic Iron Spider because that suit is badass. But I'll take this. I'm good with
I
this.
think it looks fine.
Mitchell's got a good point though. The coloration is very 2099.
Maybe it's actually what's his name?
Mikael O'Hara.
Well, 'cause I
Yeah.
think this one's a really good because a lot of casual moviegoers aren't going to know Iron Spider-Man suit. So this
Yeah.
is a really good kind of fusion to have the classicness of it, but make it armor.
Right. Which you got the huge tease for
You got the Hulk
In
Buster
Homecoming.
armor. We
in
got-
Wakanda.
I know what you're saying, Matt, but I just don't think that's the Nomad suit. It just doesn't look good enough. I can't get the.
It's not quite the Nomad suit. Will he actually call himself Nomad? Probably not. But I mean, the beard, the hair, put a trench coat on him. He's basically Nomad.
Yeah, Bucky might say, "Cap, you look like a nomad," or "Steve, you look like a nomad," or something. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
but yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out what these four-armed aliens are.
I don't know.
The only thing I could think of was nameless ones, but they're not technically, or mindless ones, but they're not technically four-armed.
Yeah,
So he's got the
Destruction in mind.
yep.
yeah, well, obviously he's going to end up getting the Time Stone. No, is it the Times? What color?
All right, so let's
Which one
talk.
does Vision have? Which one does Vision have in his forehead?
Oh,
Knowledge.
Oh,
Knowledge? Is it the Mind Stone?
Mind.
No, it's the Soul Stone. The blue one's the Mind Stone. The blue one was the one that was in. Or
Yeah.
no,
Tesseract.
there's two blue ones. There's the blue one that's the Tesseract, and there's the blue one that was in Loki's staff that was used to create
Wanda and Quicksilver.
and Piotr.
Yeah, that is the Tesseract. That's the
Yeah, that's the Tesseract.
That's the Tesseract there, but there's another blue one, the one that was in Loki's staff.
I thought they were the same power.
No, that's the same. That's the same one.
Loki's staff was assumed that's the Mind one.
Yeah, that's the Mind one, but the Tesseract is separate. There's two blue ones in this unit.
Yeah, the Tesseract, was that just power? Is that what people are considering?
I thought the Tesseract was space.
Tesseract is space.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Power is ether, the red or purple.
Ether.
Yeah.
It's either the red or the purple one. They kind of are interchangeable.
Red reality.
Power is ether and purple is destruction, I think.
Oh, the destruction isn't really one. I misspoke earlier. Yeah, one of them's got to be reality and one of them's got to be power, but we don't really know which one's which.
MCU Infinity Stones. I'm just looking it up because we got. So the Tesseract is the Space Stone. The Aether is. Oh, sorry. Here, there's a picture. Let me just pull it up because everybody else will be able to see it, but you guys won't. They have a nice chart.
There's gonna be 3 movies, right?
Yeah,
Infinity.
two.
He won't.
Two.
He won't. Oh, there's only 2.
Yeah, there's only 2.
I thought there was gonna be 3.
No.
So he obviously won't get all the stones in the first movie. Or if he
I'm
does,
thinking
it'll
or-
be the end. It'll be the very end.
Yeah.
So the Tesseract is the Space Stone. That's it's blue. The Ether is the reality. That's the one from Thor: Dark World.
Right.
The orb, the Power Stone is the purple one. So he has he has the power and the Tesseract. The Mind Stone is Loki's scepter. And then we haven't
Soul Stone,
seen.
that must be Vision.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Mind Stone is Visions.
So it's yellow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's yellow. And then we have not seen the Time or the Soul Stone.
Yeah, we have.
Wait.
Time one's in the Eye of Agamotto.
Mind Stone is
Yeah,
Time's Eye of Agamotto. Sorry. We
Wait.
have not seen the
I'm
Soul
guessing.
Stone.
So
I'm
are we
guessing
saying that the scepter wasn't a stone then?
The scepter,
No, scepter. The one
is Vision. Is the one in
100%.
Vision.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're
So I'm
the
guessing
same
we're
one.
probably gonna see the Soul Stone in the Wakandan movie, the Black Panther. If I had to guess.
I don't think so. I think we'll.
You don't think
We'll
so?
s-
I think we will because it's. I think we'll see one of the stones in Wakanda.
That could be the source of their prosperity.
Power, yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is it can't be the Soul Stone because Warlock. That's all I gotta say.
Well, yeah, but
Oh my god.
they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna. I mean, as torn as I am because I want to see. I'm kind of hoping that they do sandwich in Warlock in here.
He's got to be. He was introduced.
We're talking about Adam
He
Warlock.
wasn't fully introduced. Like, is that supposed to be just like? Are they just gonna make that for the Guardians movie?
No, they're
Or
not
is
going
he
to do
gonna
that.
show up in this?
I would be super pissed if they don't, but that's just.
I'm gonna be a little upset too, but I mean, it is a lot. It's a lot. It's a big ask.
We'll find out
So-
that Groot is really the Soul Stone.
So here's the thought, right?
Well, just because you guys come from it as comic book nerds. Because like even when I was a comic book nerd, I was always a DC person. I was never a Marvel person.
Comic book geek. Thank you very much.
That
We don't need to throw
As
around
far as,
slurs.
as far as an audience for the movies go, putting a stone in Wakanda ties in a reason for Black Panther to be there far better than like I think there's going to be a stone in Wakanda.
Yeah, because Guardian's already tied to the Purple Stone.
Yeah. It makes
Adam
sense.
Warlock
It's
is
the
not
movie-
getting his own movie, man.
No, he's not getting his own movie, but I still think that if they're going to introduce the Soul Stone, there'll be something to do it with that
It
involves.
could very well be when they put the Soul Stone into the gauntlet, that forces Warlock to appear.
Right, or something.
I'm just saying. I don't think there's enough time to set that up because the only movie in between this and now
Black
and
Panther is
Black Panther. So they're not going to sandwich in Adam Warlock in that.
They could do it in an after the credits thing that ties Warlock and Wakanda together.
Yeah, but then,
Like,
because
but
if you look
how?
at the tie-in of the Infinity Stones into all the other Marvel movies, it's not a throwaway scene. It's built into the core plot of the movie. So unless the movie is going to change its title to Adam Warlock the movie,
no,
it's going to be a bigger
what
deal.
I'm saying. But I think what's going to happen, and this is my off-the-wall prediction, is I think in the first movie everybody's going to die. I actually think they're going to kill every single person. Thanos is going to kill everyone except Doctor Strange, who's going to reverse time, and that's going to be their ace in the hole. That's going to reveal the Time Stone to Thanos, and he's going to get it from them. And then that's where Warlock's going to set in and say, you guys need a plan. Here's the plan.
But that doesn't, like, you're arguing about the stone not being in Wakanda. That doesn't stop a stone from being in Wakanda.
I'm not saying the stone's not in Wakanda. I'm just saying Warlock has to be tied to it somehow. Because he's always been tied to the Soul Stone.
I get it. I don't know how they're going to squeeze it in. It's a big ask. It's a big ask in a short amount of time.
I'm asking. I want it.
I get that. And I mean, I am too. I want to see that. You know, I want to see Pip the Troll and Adam, you know, having a little, you know,
oh my God,
buddy flick, a mini buddy flick in the middle of this. Wait, but I don't think we're gonna.
Didn't we get confirmation of somebody being cast as Pip the Troll?
No, you all have decided that Tyrion
Tyrion the Troll.
Yeah. Sorry, I just watched Game of Thrones, so that's the first name that came out. That Dinklage was him, but it's not been confirmed.
It better be.
Dave confirmed it all to himself, so as far as he's concerned, it's reality.
It's too perfect. I mean, come on, we got Downey as Iron Man. We gotta.
Well, we've got what 4 more movies before everything reboots, so they've got that long to get Fox on board so that they can have Franklin Returns appear and reboot the whole world.
Disney's trying.
They're trying.
I would like to see them do it. I am super excited about this beyond measure. It comes out in May, which means I'll need to buy tickets in March if I actually want to go to the premiere, especially for around here, because that stuff sells out super quick. But I am super excited.
You know what would be great? If the Disney and Fox thing goes through real soon, where they just do, like, as an announcement thing, have, like, a promotional thing where Deadpool puts on the Infinity Gauntlet. It's like connected.
All right, so next debate point. So Thor Ragnarok Stinger.
Yeah.
We've all seen Thor Ragnarok now, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know if anyone... So, spoilers. Blah, 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 you have 5,
skip
4,
ahead 2 minutes.
3, 2, 1. Okay, so... Whose ship is it? Do we want? Is it the Guardians' ship, or a variation of a ship that they owned, or is it Thanos' ship and then Thor's ship got blown up, and then he was found / salvaged by the Guardians? Or
yes, you are correct. That is correct. It is Thanos' ship. He blows it up after Loki offers the Tesseract to him, and then the Guardians pick him up. That is exactly correct.
So then the Asgardians are once again extinct.
Not necessarily, because it doesn't mean that he has to kill all the Asgardians.
He may have imprisoned them.
Can Heimdall open a door in space and just go somewhere else?
Or would he open a door too? He doesn't have a Bifrost to open.
Yeah, he doesn't have that power.
Yeah, unless he can use the sword, but I think the sword's just a key to the Bifrost.
Yeah.
So I would bet in prison. I'm still out on the fence, hoping that somehow, you know, maybe we saw Green Hulk in this, so I'm guessing we're not getting Mr. Fix-It and an evil Hulk that helps Thanos, but I was hoping also there as well.
No, that's not going to happen.
I just really hope that the whole Kate Blanchett being in it is true, because I loved her in Ragnarok.
I'm going to guess she doesn't show up until 4.
So here's my question, and this they brought this up on the Nerdist live thing reaction to this, and the question is, does that hurt Thanos if it turns out he's just an errand boy doing something for death for the casual movie audience? I mean, because for
I wouldn't call it
comic
really
nerds,
an
we
errand
know.
boy.
He wasn't. Yeah, it's not an errand boy. He was.
Well, no.
In the comics, he was like being badass to try and win her love, but people don't know that, right? So if it turns out that he's just doing this for Cate Blanchett, doesn't it make him look more like a lackey than a true...
It makes him look... Well, technically it makes him look like...
It depends.
I can't say it because Mark will be like, hey, but an FUC boy.
yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly right.
But no, it's like he would still be doing it because he's like wants to impress her and is in love with her. Who wouldn't want to impress and be in love with Cate Blanchett? Like, come on.
They set it up. In the original, Stinger that you saw Thanos, they were like, they brought in the courting death thing. Like that's a thing from the very beginning when he was there. So I mean, that's
like prime movie meat right there, though. Creating this love story between these villains. That's like
we already got the motivation.
Material.
The whole thing she's been imprisoned for millennia, right? So it's possible that he's looking for the gauntlet to try to free her, right? And he may not realize she's been freed.
Sort of, because she's kind of stuck in Asgard now.
So restuck.
So she's imprisoned.
Because
we don't know.
I will reiterate, Thor is not dead. Thor's power derived from Asgard. Asgard is no more. Thor is not dead. Ergo, vis-a-vis concordantly, more than likely she's all right too.
Yeah, but she might not be able to get out of Asgard now, so she might just be re-prisoned in a different prison.
I'm telling you, I'm right there with you. I hope that she's not in prison. I hope she's just floating there in space, and that gives Thanos an excuse to create the friggin' monument to her, the Castle Grayskull monument in all its glory. Please make that in space where Asgard used to be. That would be awesome. Also would contribute to the come and get me cover that I want to see in the movie. So, yeah.
Honestly,
you have a lot of requirements for this. I don't think you're going to be very happy with the end product.
I will see.
I can't wait to hear Mark hate this movie.
We already know from Thor, if he even remotely liked the storyline, they can't change a single thing about it. Otherwise, he completely gets upset about it.
That is not true. Otherwise, I would not have recommended Runaways the way I did. Those were good changes that enhanced the story, whereas the ones in
as opposed to Ragnarok, which was just an awesome, fun movie the whole way through.
It was an awesome, fun movie.
That foundation gone.
Oh my god! It was an awesome, fun movie. I love Thor Ragnarok. It is a great movie.
We've known this from
now.
Mark hates fun, though.
He does.
I do not.
It's true.
Unless he can spreadsheet the movie, he hates it.
That makes Looper his favorite movie of all time, then, right? Because you need a spreadsheet to follow it.
Oh, don't do that to Looper. Don't ruin it.
All right. So,
Mark, the only 10 out of 10 movie for Mark is if they make an Excel spreadsheet movie in the vein of School.
Mark's like, why can't they all be like Donnie Darko?
No, he's not.
Honestly, it all comes down to how they portray Thanos and his relationship to death and how it's done. Not about the actual fact of him going after death. It's about how they go about doing it. That would make him seem like an errand boy or not.
What I really hope for this Avengers movie is basically Thanos' quest. I mean, obviously it's going to be with the Avengers as opposed to the Guardians of the universe, but I just hope it's some kind of like mix between a heist movie and Thanos' quest, and I would be totally fine with that. And they have to put Adam Warlock in there. That's all I have to say.
He's not going to be in it, and you're going to be like, "This is the worst movie ever." Oh,
and it needs to be super comic accurate. If they change one word of dialogue, I'm out.
I am very disappointed that there was no Beta Ray Bill in Thor. I'm still very sad about that.
There was.
His face was there.
Okay, come on. Not what I'm talking about. I'm glad for the inference, but I actually wanted Beta Ray Bill.
That's actually an implication you inferred from their implication.
You're right. You're right.
You can't judge it based on what it didn't do to satisfy your little fanboyism.
Which when I am reviewing something, I agree. But when I'm having an opinion about something, I disagree. I can't do that.
Yeah,
that's why I say
wrong opinions.
From a review standpoint, Thor is a fantastic movie that I highly encourage everybody to go watch. From a comic lover standpoint, it did not do justice to either of those two stories.
Worst movie ever.
Well, you know what?
I don't even know why they bothered doing it.
You know what? I'm going to say this. Having owned a comic shop, and this is the first time...
Here comes the credentials. This
is the first time that Matt has ever called me out on something like this, because I generally don't do this. But this is my gimme. Yes. I'm trying to find how far back we went.
You had your hands on a Spider-Man #1. I have.
That is also true.
Yeah, that was last.
That was last time.
All right, we have 3 minutes to do news.
Okay, great. We'll do it really quick.
That was last time.
Let's not talk about that.
There we go. 288. There we go.
Oh yeah, so the Japanese voice actress who played Bulma in Dragon Ball Z passed away. So our condolences go out to their family.
She was like 55 too, so it was.
Yeah, she was pretty young. There's a new Valkyria game.
And it's actually Valkyria Chronicles 4, and it's on PS4.
Yep, and I knew you were gonna love it.
Hopefully they bundle 3 in with it, because we've not had a North American release of 3 yet.
Gotenks, Adult Gohan, and Kid Buu have been announced for Dragon Ball FighterZ. The more I see that game, the more super excited I am for it. I keep thinking it's February, but it's actually early January that it's coming out. So, OK Go released a new video made with printers, which if you haven't watched, you really need to, because it's... I mean, I never would have guessed that this would have been their shtick for so long. They've made a career out of making interesting music videos in a time where nobody watches any kind of music videos. So kudos to them, and their music's still really good. Marvel Heroes got the plug pulled early. It was supposed to be December 31st, but then it turned out that they fired everybody, laid everybody off the day before Thanksgiving, and then announced that it would be shut down directly after Thanksgiving, and it was. So best wishes to all devs to find new employment. Epic is suing a 14-year-old because he downloaded a cheating software to get good at Fortnite, but in doing so violated the laws of the state that he was living, because they publicly announced his name, even though he's a minor. But the whole thing stems around an actual copyright dispute, because he was streaming Fortnite, and they were protecting their intellectual property by saying, hey, this is not right that you're making these cheating videos. So it's interesting. We'll see where the law falls in that. But Bungie, it was revealed that Bungie actually has been doubling the experience requirements to finish late game leveling after people realized that there was no end game in this one either. So that's... I would have never thought that was coming. Pokemon games passed 300 million units. And I did some quick calculations. If you consider that 85% of those sales were at the $30 price point for Game Boy games or DS games or whatever, that's still like $7.6 billion, and then $2.7 billion for the $60 games. That's $10.3 billion in sales. That's crazy.
I wonder if that takes in... I didn't read the article. Does that take into account things like Pokemon Snap and Coliseum and...
No, I took that into account. Because Pokemon Snap was a $60 game on the Nintendo 64. So that's where I was like, I'll just take a rough number of, okay, 15% of those games were full price $60 games. Everything else was a $30 budget title kind of thing for a mobile or handheld. And even that's how I came to that $10.3 billion number, which it's probably actually more than that, but that's still a crazy number.
Not to mention it's been going since 1996, so you have inflation to take into account.
Yeah, well, I just decided not to. I did put something in the newsfeed about how good Runaways is. It's really, really good. You really should watch it. Divinity.
The characterizations are dead on. The only thing that bugs me is Molly. She's basically the same age and height as Gert, which drives me nuts.
Well, right, I know, but she looks a little younger than Gert. But yeah,
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of quick footnote on the Pokemon thing. Total revenue as of March of 2017, $55.15 billion US.
Yeah, so my estimate was way low. Way low. That's crazy.
Which is about 8 plus 5, 13 billion more dollars than Star Wars.
Wow.
And half of that's from Dave.
Yeah.
I've purchased a few of them.
Divinity Original Sin 2 has hit the 1 million copy mark. That launched in September, so that's a pretty brisk clip that they're selling at. So congrats to them, because I think that is probably the best RPG I've played in the last 20 years. And if you're not playing it, you should. If you have a console and you're like, I don't want to buy a PC, the console version is coming. So, and the port's already done. I don't know why they're not releasing it, because I have actually never played the PC game. Even though I'm playing it on PC, as soon as you plug the PS4 controller in, it changes to the console version. Like, people ask, I play with other people and they say, how do you do this again? I'm like, I have no idea, because I just hold R2 and do this on the wheel, and there's no wheel for me. I'm like, yeah, suckers, plug in a controller. EA stock has fluctuated after all the negative press about their loot boxes. They lost $3 billion in shareholder value.
Yeah, it's all pretend money. They'll earn it back
in microtransactions, I'm sure.
God, I remember back when I used to work at a mutual fund place, I made a money manager so much money. He said it. He called me into his office. He goes, "My analyst is saying that we need to dump EA because this 2K game is like really eating their lunch with a $30 football game." And I'm like, "You watch what EA does next."
Yep.
That was my greatest prediction. I couldn't make money off of because I wasn't allowed to buy stock at the time.
Mm-hmm. Geese Howard joins Tekken 7 tomorrow, according to Microsoft. And there's our podcast. So, not quite 3 minutes, but it's close. Did I miss anything giant that anybody is noticing?
PlayStation
right.
Plus games for December were announced.
Which I haven't even seen what those are yet. So, please do tell me.
I have it on my phone. I'm looking at the wrong place. Hold on 1 second. So your PS4 games, you get Darksiders 2, the Definitive, I think that's how you pronounce that, edition, and Kung Fu Panda Showdown of Legendary Legends. One of those games is supposed to be good. The other one, not so much. The other 4 games are for PS3. You get Siberia Collection, which, if I remember correctly, Siberia is a point-and-click style adventure game, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
You get Siberia 1 and 2 for that, and X-Blaze Lost, Memories, which I had to look this one up because I had no idea what that was. This is actually a visual novel game based in the BlazBlue, or is it BlazBlue? I never know.
Blaze
universe. So apparently there was a previous X-Blaze, Code Embryo. This is the sequel to that, so you're getting a $40 sequel to a visual novel game of a fighting game. Your mileage may vary on this one. Forma 8 for the first Vita game is Forma 8, which is a Metroidvania style game where you control a little probe robot dude that goes around. That one's cross-buy with the PS4, so you get that on PS4 also. And then Wanted Corp, which I had to also look up. It looks like it's a sci-fi Diablo. But it's $11 game. I'm going to guess it's probably not very good, but it's by a company called Eco Software, or it's EKO. I assume that's how you pronounce it. It's got 16 4.5 star ratings on the PSN store, so take that for what you will. It's been out for about a year. And that's it. You still can get Until Dawn Rush of Blood if you want to lock that in for either your current or possible future PSVR needs. And the beta for Monster Hunter World will be coming out on December 9th through the 12th for Plus members only. And there is currently a Plus pack for free for Smite if you're a Smitian Smiter. Smiticus. So yeah, that's Smiteskin. Smitian. So yeah, so the Kung Fu Panda game kind of looks like it's a
Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that's what Smash Brothers clone. Yeah. And then Darksiders 2 is a action RPG.
Which I'm actually glad for.
Isn't Darksiders actually more of a horror game, or am I thinking? No, I was thinking of something else.
No, it's you play death, but there's no real horror to it.
I was thinking of something like Evil Within or something like that I saw recently.
Yeah,
because Evil Within 2 came out
recently. Yeah.
So this is the part of the show where we like to thank our patrons. If you'd like to become a patron, you can head over to patreon.com/gamersledge. Where for as little as $1 a month you can get your name on every show we do. For those that pledge at the $5 or above level, we always like to thank them at this point of the show. So thank you, Naomi, Bobby, Justin, Regina, Ian, and John. Thank you very much for your patronage. And also I will throw out Arturo, thank you for donating at the $1 level. I still haven't put your name on the scroll. I will do it, I swear to God. That's going to bring us to final thoughts. Kate, final thoughts for tonight.
Props to Melania for cosplaying the White House as a Silent Hill hallway.
Okay, I don't, but you've actually seen what the hallway really looks like, right? That was a very staged, inaccurate look at that hallway.
Super creepy looking, though.
When it's all lit, the branches are all painted white, so it looks like they're frosted. When it's lit properly, it looks perfectly fine. Yes, if it's a dark hallway, it's creepy. Most dark hallways are creepy.
My wife absolutely loves it. I get what you're going. I saw that too. Matt, while you're drinking from the trough, final thoughts.
Water. There was a game that's not on PlayStation that was plugged on this week's Beyond that I'm going to try to have played for next week. I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to set up expectations that for something. But anyway, it's on Steam and it looks interesting, so I'm going to give it a try. So
who are you?
I have no idea. I didn't realize Paper Girls Volume 3 was out already, and actually they're almost to Volume 4, so I'm getting that. I'm behind. And my Wash Funko Pop decided to, what was the term? Not unbox. Debox itself. Apparently, for some reason, a glue seam just decided to pop loose on the box. So there goes all the value of my
He's a leaf
Wash.
on the wind. See how he flies.
With a stake through his heart. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Christmas stuff, things.
Mitchell, final
commerce.
Pokemon, good. Undertale, good. Smite, Smoten.
All right. Dave, final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and play some more games now that I have finally built that Monster Lego set.
Watch One Punch.
One Punch!
Yes, we're gonna watch One Punch. Shut up. It's already. I already started it. It's in the queue. Good.
The funny thing is, that's only in the song. He never actually does that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
There is one time though where he does actually name his attacks. Maybe
spoilers, please. Thank you.
I do have to say that it's one of the best butt rock anime openings ever done.
It is hilarious. When I was watching, I'm like, this show's not serious.
No, not at all.
Is it?
Anything but.
Only at very, very, very rare occasions.
So my final thought is, if you were not aware, there is a sub-world that you can fall into called Steam trading cards. Now, every time you buy a game, as you play through the game and get achievements, you get these cards. Most of the time, they're worth maybe... You can sell them for real money. This is the crazy part. You can trade them, or you can sell them for real money, and Steam actually pays you for them when you sell them. I
guess I'll have to sell those quick.
I actually bought the Gabriel Knight 20th anniversary remake, and I talked about that on the last time I was on the podcast. But what I didn't realize was that I actually got a foil. It's not even a rare; it's a foil common of Gabriel Knight himself, which is actually selling for $12. I bought the game for $20, so I'm really thinking I should sell the card to have gotten half the value of the game back at that point. But I'm actually torn. Do I sell it? Do I not sell it? What do you guys think?
Money's money.
Yeah.
Is it? Wait, who's paying for this? It's a virtual card.
It's a virtual card, and you put it up on the marketplace, and you can see what the last 6 months of the value of that card is, so that you can price it accordingly. But then people want them, and then they just go buy the... Think of it like putting something up on the auction house on an MMO. Same kind of thing. You just put it up for what you want to sell it for, and then people buy it.
That doesn't help me at all.
So it's like you're eBaying your cards. You're eBaying your digital cards.
No. See, eBay, you get stuff.
Exactly. You're getting
a
this little tiny digital picture of a thing.
In your collection that you can then trade to other people.
Have you messed with Quid at all, Dave?
Yeah, it's Quid.
Have you messed with Quid at all?
What's Quid?
It's an app, phone app, QUIDD.
No, what's it do?
You trade virtual cardboard.
What's it give you?
Virtual stickers that you can insert into like chats as emojis and stuff.
Yeah.
No. Like, what's the value?
The value is that you can get Rick and Morty official stickers to insert into your chat and stuff.
Use your words.
I don't think he has any.
So on Steam, these cards give you what benefit?
You get them as a virtual trading card that you can either
they do nothing for you. These are not meat.
Trade or sell. And there's an entire economy based around them. I love that I'm killing him.
So there's...
It's all the room.
No. They don't do anything in game. Like,
no.
They don't give you any...
They're basically like trophies.
But you can only... Yeah, think of it this way. They're exactly like trophies. You can only get them by playing the game.
So you are really making the case for me here. So they're just like trophies. So they're just completely and utterly worthless.
Except that, unlike trophies, you can actually give them to other people. So if you
give you money for it.
So think of it this way. Think about it this way. Not only are there gold trophies in Jetpack Joyride, but there's foil gold trophies. And so you decide you want to have all the foil gold trophies, but it's impossible for you to spend enough time to actually get all the foil gold trophies because you've gotten all the trophies already, and you didn't get the foils. But you can trade other people or buy them to complete your foil gold trophy collection so that when Matt looks at your profile, he sees that you've got all foil gold trophies.
This is stupid. This is when I feel old, because that's stupid.
It is.
I buy Amiibo. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Well...
But you could have foil virtual Amiibo.
No,
Amiibo do stuff.
Yeah, and then you And then you hack and make extra.
Exactly. So we'll end the show as we always do with a sage piece of wisdom to get you through your week. Mitchell?
So you tortured us with that horrible lengthy description, and now you're this is terrible.
So Mitchell, did you know that when I pass on, I might have an open casket funeral?
Why is that?
Don't feed it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It remains to be seen. Until next week, thanks for watching and game on.
What you did? You let him say it.
You did this, Mitchell.
I don't even know what I did.
Yeah, you did wrong is what you did. You feel that shame for the rest of the night.
There's no shame.
There is.
No, he's right. There's no shame.
No, there's shame.
There's no shame in that corner right there.
There's shame and he needs to feel it right now.
There was no pun.
Remains, as in the remains of the dead.
Don't explain it. That gives it life.
Mark deserves to walk to the end of that murder hallway in the White House now.
That's not nice.
Nope. There's more endings.
We have more Stinger trailers than the Marvel movie.
That's right.
I'm tired of
Game on.